One-handed.
Welcome back, I'm Hans Ray, and this time on Tips and Tricks I'm gonna show you the classic wheelie. The wheelie is the classic move, you know, and it's actually one of the hardest moves to learn because it does take a lot of practice. So because a lot of things come together when you ride a wheelie. There's like two different balances, a vertical balance and a sideways balance. You have to control your speed, you got to keep pedaling, and most importantly, you have to correct the balance early, almost before you lose it. So basically, you never have perfect balance when you ride a wheelie because you always go back and forth, and as better you get, it looks like you have perfect balance, but you're still making these corrections all the time. There's a few tricks that really help make it easier. For once, you put your seat down. Secondly, you need to be able to control your speed. I always have one finger on my rear brake. My rear brake is on my left side, unlike most people. And this is your emergency brake. If you go too far over, you pull that brake and the bike automatically comes forward. Because you cannot wait too late, and you have to maybe practice jumping off the back of your bike. Key is you have to fight the balance early. There's two kinds of balances. There's the sideways balance and there's the vertical balance. The vertical balance you can adjust by pulling on your handlebar or pedaling a little bit harder, or by braking, you know, with your rear brake. But the sideways balance is a little bit harder, and that's when it's really important you use your butt when you sit on the seat, and you do it out of your hips. And I move my legs sideways, I even move my foot sideways on the pedal. And I do that left and right, you know, I constantly adjust and try to get that perfect balance point. I recommend you start practicing on a safe, open area like a grassy, smooth hill, or maybe a slight uphill. That can always be nice, that way you don't have to worry about controlling the speed so much. And if you would fall over, you know, it's a bit softer than asphalt. And you go about with a medium gear, medium speed, so basically jogging speed or slightly faster, and you crouch down with your pedal in the 11 o'clock position, and then as you push the pedal hard down, you lean back, and the key is you try to get your rear hub underneath you, so it's one line with your center of gravity, not behind you like normal, the rear hub, underneath you. And when you have that, you have a very nice balance point, and then you lean back and you have to immediately keep pedaling and immediately make corrections to the balance. Flat pedals is the way to learn wheelies. You know, it also makes it easier to control the sideways balance. You have a flat shoe with a really grippy sole, and so you can jump off the back of your bike when you have to, and you don't have to worry about falling over, being clipped in. That's the worst feeling. The biggest difference of doing a wheelie on an e-bike versus a regular bike is an e-bike can be more jerky, because in between your wheelie you always stop pedaling for a split second to regain your balance maybe, or your speed, and as soon as you start pedaling again, if the e-bike unit kicks in too aggressively, it might get really jerky. So make sure you run a mild and an eco mode so it's not too powerful. Remember, one of the mistakes that's most often done is people use too low of a gear. They don't lean back enough and trust their back brake. So alright, this is it for this episode of Tips and Tricks. The wheelie is an awesome move. You can actually use it in real life situations to wheelie over mud puddles, little holes, or drop off stuff. It just takes practice. Don't give up. Practice, practice, practice. Think about it. Analyze your riding. Sometimes it's just one little thing you don't do right that prevents you from really successfully doing it. So keep practicing. Like, subscribe, and I see you next time. And have a look at all my other how-tos. I did tips and tricks in the past. There's a lot of cool stuff you can check out.